Welcome to the deep dive. We sift through your sources trying to find those moments for you. The Trinity. It's famously complex, right? Sometimes feels paradoxical even. Well, today we're diving into a report that offers a really striking new perspective. It's called the sovereign agency model. And it aims to bring, hopefully, some real clarity to that father-son relationship.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. The report basically argues the relationship isn't about, shared substance in that classic metaphysical sense. It's framed more as a juridical and functional relationship.
Juridical, like legal rules.
Kind of, yeah. Defined roles, delegated authority. The father is the ultimate sovereign principle, full stop, and the son. He's the supreme agent, perfectly representing the father. It's really a deep look at how divine authority flows, how it's given, how it's received, and how it's executed perfectly.
Okay, so it's asking us to maybe rethink the kind of relationship we're talking about. Less about philosophical sameness, more structure and role. Let's unpack that core idea then. The Father as the sole sovereign principle, the ultimate source. The report uses John 17.3.
That's right, where Jesus himself calls the Father the only real God. It's quite direct.
Right.
And the Son is then the supreme agent. The report uses the term shaliach. That's a powerful Hebrew concept.
Shaliach. What does that imply exactly?
It means basically the one sent is as the sender, full authority. So the Son is sent with the Father's complete but delegated authority. I think Matthew 28.88, all authority was given to me. Jesus has it all, but it was given.
Okay. So that changes how you might read oneness. The report argues it's not about being the same identical being, ontologically speaking.
Exactly. The agent represents the principle perfectly, but they aren't the same entity. Their oneness, like in John 10.30, I and the Father are one, is about purpose, about will, perfectly aligned. Jesus even clarifies this, praying his disciples might be one just as he and the Father are one, in John 17. That's clearly functional unity, not merging identities.
That makes sense in that context. So how does Melchizedek fit into this? The report brings him in.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. Melchizedek is presented as potentially the pre-incarnate son acting as this eternal agent for the Father. Like, this role existed before the incarnation.
Wow. Okay, Hebrews 7 describes him without father, without mother, no beginning of days, nor end of life. Sounds eternal, uncreated. But then it calls him priest of God Most High. That "of" seems important here.
Very important.
That title, Most High God, points clearly to the Father as the ultimate sovereign, right? So how does that Melchizedek example challenge, say, traditional Trinitarian ideas of co-equality in essence?
Well, it introduces an eternal hierarchy, doesn't it? A hierarchy of service and representation. The Son, even eternally, operates for the Father, the ultimate sovereign. It shifts the focus from an equality of being to maybe distinct roles and even a kind of eternal willing submission within the Godhead.
Right, a functional hierarchy, not one of lesser value, but of role. Okay, so if that distinction between sovereign and agent is so clear in this model, what happens when it gets blurred? The report mentions legitimate versus illegitimate authority.
Yes. It uses examples like the beast in Revelation, that's counterfeit authority, blasphemous power trying to mimic the divine structure, but illegitimately. And this leads to its critique of Trinitarian doctrine itself.
How so?
The report argues that Trinitarianism, particularly with the term homoousios,
meaning of the same substance.
Right. A Greek philosophical term, the report notes, isn't found in the Bible. It argues that defining Father and Son as ontologically one using this term actually blurs that crucial sovereign agent distinction. It suggests this confuses perfect representation with identical essence, creating what it calls an illegitimate ontological construct.
That is a significant rereading. Does the report offer any sort of historical backing for this agent idea pre-Christianity?
It does. It points to the Enochian Son of Man traditions. You find this in texts like 1 Enoch. There, the Son of Man is this divine messianic figure, an agent who receives all authority from the head of days, who is clearly the ultimate sovereign. It's presented as a clear, non-Trinitarian picture of a sovereign and his empowered agent existing in Jewish thought well before Jesus. And Jesus used that Son of Man title for himself constantly. The report suggests he was likely tapping into that specific understanding.
This model really does make you pause and reconsider some foundational theological assumptions. It's pushing for, as it says, a juridical and covenantal view over a purely metaphysical one.
Absolutely. It reframes things significantly. And it leaves you, the listener, with a question, really. How does thinking about the father-son dynamic as sovereign and perfect agent maybe change your view? Your understanding of divine authority, how God interacts with the world, how representation works even in Scripture?
Yeah.
It's definitely a framework that tries to cut through some classic paradoxes with a kind of stark simplicity. It offers this narrative of distinct roles, yet incredibly profound unity. Food for thought, definitely.